Basic aspects of production. Production refers to the acts of producing goods and services by transforming resources. Usually 5 kinds of resources are used to produce something. These resources are called factors of production. Factors of production. Usually the following 5 factors are necessary for production. 1. Land. 2. Labor. 3. Capital. 4. Organization by entrepreneurship and technology. Land. Economists use the term land in a broad sense to include not only the land used by farmers and urban land used for buildings and roads, but also other gifts of nature that come with land like minerals, lakes, etc. Land is nature's gift and therefore is available to us without having to produce it. Land also cannot be transported from one place to another place. Labor. This includes the physical and mental talents of human beings and is the most important factor of production. There can be no production without man's effort. The labor is the effort that a person puts in the act of production using other factors of production. Only when the persons put in the effort will labor be measurable. If one does not work on a day, the day's labor is lost and cannot be had again. Capital. Capital generally means the funds or money that is required to engage in productive activity. Organization, entrepreneurship. Although the words organization and entrepreneur have been written as though they mean the same thing, they are actually different and have different meanings. Technology. Technology refers to the knowledge which is needed to combine factors of production into useful goods and services. Without technical knowledge, it would be impossible to produce all the goods and services that we use today and which are responsible for our standard of living. Forms of business organization. There are 4 types of business organization: the single proprietorship, the partnership, the joint stock company, and corporation and cooperatives. Private limited companies. A private limited company is a very suitable way of carrying on the business family and small-scale concerns. The minimum number of members required to form private limited company is 2 and the maximum number of members that it can have is 50. A private limited company may use shares to raise money to start its business, but this is not a rule. Members can start the business by putting in their own money just like in a partnership. The difference between this and a partnership is that the member of private limited company have limited liability. Public limited companies. Such companies can raise money for the business by selling shares to everybody who wants to buy the shares. This is known as having unlimited participation. Also in a public company, the shareholders are free to sell the shares if they so want to. The interests of the shareholders, who can be thousands of people from all walks of the life, are represented by the board of directors who hold most of the shares in the company. If you own a company share, it means that you are the owner of the fraction of the company's capital that your share represents. Cooperatives. Cooperatives are voluntary associations of economic agents for securing mutual benefits and thereby promoting the welfare of all. Cooperatives are based on the principle of each for all and all for each. It is based on the principle of democracy, namely, one member, one vote, irrespective of the number of shares held by each person. Cooperatives foster fellowship and are intended to promote equality and fraternity.